Hey, welcome back. Thanks for watching. I want to take you back to March 11th, 2024, and what put me on this path to retiring early and so quickly. In late February last year, I had made an appointment to go talk to my financial advisor, and he is one that had been holding and handling my wife's IRA for several years. And I had talked to him off and on through the past years prior, just to kind of see where we're at with our retirement planning. But I'd made an appointment, and I went on March 11th to just talk to him and kind of give a plan overview and kind of just discuss some general questions I had, thinking at that time that I perhaps had 2, 3, 4 more years to work. And so in that meeting, we talked about various things. I had several questions, and I didn't know anything about retirement. I was putting it all in his hands. And we kind of went over my plan and how much money I was having, how much I had in my 401k and my savings, and how much I was going to get in my pension, and just various topics that we talked about, and what I needed to be doing from that point forward in the next 2, 3, 4 years before I retired. And one thing that he said, and I can't remember the exact words, but as I was getting ready to leave, I had mentioned something about my nest egg and how much money that I had roughly at that time. And he made an offhand comment, just nothing face to face, because I think actually I was getting up to leave when he said this. But he essentially said, when I mentioned my nest egg and trying to grow it to an X amount more, he said, well, I wouldn't necessarily worry about that now. And that's really all that was said about that. I mean, it just was an offhand comment as I was getting ready to leave. But when I got home, I kept thinking about those words and what he said. And I got to thinking, maybe I have enough now to retire. I didn't know. And he never really pushed me that I did have enough. He didn't really come out and say, you have plenty. But it was just the way he said whatever he said. And I wish I could remember the exact words. But so from that point forward, those words just, it's funny I say this, they stuck in my mind, even though I can't remember exactly what he said. But just the general tone and just him like making that offhand comment got me to thinking that perhaps I'm going to have enough money to retire very soon. And I will say that I was fortunate in that we had a good market run in 2024, and my pension was doing well, and so I really began to immerse myself in retirement planning and retirement topics. That's when I began to really watch YouTube videos a lot. I mean, I was watching them constantly, just trying to learn and trying to see the different scenarios. I was running calculations, and I used several of the online calculators that you can find for retirement. I was just constantly doing that. But from that March 11th meeting, I met with him every month, one time each month, until in late June. And it was that meeting in late June, I'd had a meeting with him. And that's when I also, about a week or so later, went and talked to my dad, which I've got a video about what my dad said about retirement. And so it all kind of came together there toward the end of June that, this is it. I'm going to be done. And I made my decision sometime in late June, and July 14th was my last day. So that's the purpose of my channel, is to get you to at least begin to learn and study and plan so that when the time comes, you're ready to retire. Because had I known that I could have retired when I was 55, perhaps if I'd have had a meeting 2 years prior and really getting serious about it, I might have known a little more. I don't know. And so the goal of my channel is to get you to at least begin planning so that you don't work 2 or 3 extra years. Now, I will say that I qualified for my company's health insurance, the full subsidy of that, after I turned 55. So I wasn't going to retire until I turned 55 anyway, which I did in April of last year. And so once I got that, and I had my health insurance set away, and I knew how much my pension was going to be, and I knew roughly where my 401k was going to land. Why, it just all worked out that come July 14th, that was my last day. And again, I didn't. I made that decision roughly toward the end of June of last year. And so I condensed what I thought was going to be at least 2 years worth of planning and preparation. I condensed all that down into roughly 18 weeks from that meeting in March 11th until my last day, which was July 14th. So a lot of retirement planning and work went into those 18 weeks, or I guess you can say probably the 14 or 16 weeks by the time I really decided to retire. And once I decided I was going to retire and pull the plug, then it just came down to what day I wanted to have my last day, and just the way the shift schedules worked out, why July 14th worked out pretty good. So it wasn't some magical or special day, July 14th. It was just the way my schedule was. July 14th just worked out. So anyway, and I could have worked to the end of the year, but at that point there really was no reason to. And that being said, I don't have any regrets. There's no reason for me to have worked any longer. I don't think I gave the company one day more than I should have. But again, if I would have worked till the end of the year, why, I would obviously had more in my nest egg, but I would have given the company roughly 5 months of my life that I didn't need to give them. And that's the point, At what point are you trading your time just to get more money if you've got enough now? So I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't know your situation. I just understand that early preparation will allow you to perhaps pull the plug sooner than what you think in your mind. And again, that's the purpose of my channel, is to encourage you to at least begin to plan and to study. So anyway, that's how my retirement journey began, that March 11th day when I went and talked to my financial advisor. And from that point forward, I've spent a lot of time studying and working and planning and preparation. And so hopefully my channel will encourage you to at least begin the preparations now. So anyway, with that, I'll close. I remind you I have a phone number if you want to text with me, 618-608-0152. You can get a hold of me there. Just include your name and your location if you don't mind. And I've had several do that. But with that, I'll close. I'll say God bless. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.